I always call myself a rural boy. I used to like a lot of this manual work, farming, and I realized that everything I touched did very well. In campus there are these guys who help you with photocopying. So my room was always the place where everyone would come to have the photocopy of their assignments and things like that. So that's where I developed an interest in business, because I must admit I wasn't exposed much. Actually, the first time I arrived in Nairobi was just after campus. So I came with all the printers I had and started a small shop in Luthuli Avenue here in Nairobi. But where I was staying was in Kayole. During that time, that's around 2010, cybers were a very big thing. So I go in there for some hours and then I learn about something and then in the evening go back home. So that's how I developed an idea of this web design. My mind was very clear. I wanted to be a business person, but then it was impossible by that time because I didn't have experience. I didn't know how to navigate the business landscape. I just told myself I want to be employed in as many businesses, companies as possible. Go and apply, and then go into a company, and then learn, and then I resign. After I've realized I've learned enough, I resign, and then I moved to another one. In a period of, let me say, around 1 year, I was in 6 companies, and all that was a stepping stone into now what we started establishing, which is called the Oracom Group. My business needed corporates. I want to build for your website. The next thing you're telling me, where are your offices? I moved from Kayole to a servant quarter house in Kileleshwa. And our first client, our first big one during that period was KRA. When you talk about fake it to make it, that was how we began. I've had the highs and lows. Our business, I think, has seen it all. Our office, Oracom, has been auctioned before. So my name is Alphonse Juma, and I'm the CEO and the founder of Oracom Group. Oracom Group is a tech company. We do digital marketing or digital services. We offer them to clients. And Oracom Group is made up of 16 brands. And this year, we are also blessed. Currently, we are setting up branches across East Africa. We offer web design. We offer digital marketing services. We offer mobile solutions or mobile messaging services. We also do photography, video, and we have a host of innovations as well. Our company also offers digital marketing training and digital marketing agency services.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today we are super blessed to be having a conversation with a trailblazer in the industry of digital business. The founder of Oracom Group, of course, which is a company that started back in 2010, is just a very small cyber cafe and grew to a tech empire. And his story defines what it is to dream big and to stay consistent. This is Adventures in Business on Influencer TV Kenya, and my name is Joan Mwaniki. Very much excited to have this conversation. And before anything else, this episode has been sponsored by Powerhouse Interiors Limited, which is a company that does interior and exterior design, of course. I'll be telling you much more about them at the end of this conversation. But for now, let's just kick in and see how it goes. And we just first of all want to say thank you so much for inviting us to your office.
Thank you very much, Johan.
Karibu.
Asante.
For this chance, I'll just give you to do an introduction of yourself. Yep. Tell people a bit about yourself and the Oracom Group and what you do, all those things.
So my name is Alphonse Juma, and I'm the CEO and the founder of Oracom Group. Oracom Group is a tech company. We do digital marketing or digital services. We offer them to clients. And Oracom Group is made up of 16 brands. So here we run 16 companies. And this year we're also blessed. Currently we are setting up branches across East Africa. We've already registered the business in South Sudan, in Somalia. We've registered in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and DRC Congo. Yeah, so that's much about us. We offer web design, we offer digital marketing services, we offer mobile solutions of mobile messaging services. We also do photography, video, and we have a host of innovations as well. Our company also offers digital marketing training and digital marketing agency services.
Just imagine one head running 16 companies. What exactly are we doing over here? And all we want to know is, how did we get there? Tell us about your background, because we want to know where you grew up. As a child, what exactly did you love to do?
Yeah, I grew up in the rural. Yeah, I always call myself a rural boy. A place called Uyoma in Rarieda, that's in Siaya County. And when I grew up, I used to like a lot of this manual work, farming. So I had my potato, my sukuma wiki, I had my small farm. And I realized that everything I touched did very well. There are times I could also sell some stuff like mangoes, and then it was working very well. So I realized I had some bit of luck in doing that. So when I grew up into my secondary school, I went to Maranda High School. And there I learned a lot about how to engage with people. My interest was, I wasn't very much a person who was very much like doing very well in school. But at the end of it, I scored very well. I did A minus in Maranda. While in Maranda, I was very much into volleyball. Yeah, so I was one of those stars. In volleyball, there is a position called libero, the short guy who cannot arrive at the net. Yeah, and then after that, I went to Moi University, where I did information sciences. At Moi University, there is where I learned about business, because what I was doing there was helping students. In campus, there are these guys who help you with photocopying or printing and things like that. So my room was always the place where everyone would come to have the photocopy of their assignments and things like that. Yeah, so that's where I developed an interest in business. And after Moi, when I came to Nairobi, I now decided to set up a small shop. It was in Luthuli, a small shop for printing and photocopying. Yeah, and then from there now I navigated and started Oracom Web Solutions Limited.
Was that Moi Eldoret?
Yes, that's Moi University main campus.
How did you come to Nairobi?
My first time in Nairobi, when we were in Moi, it was actually my first time in Eldoret, because I must admit I wasn't exposed much. Actually, the first time I arrived in Nairobi was just after campus. And when I was in Moi, the way you applied for internships, I applied for mine, and then I got mine at KWS, which is in the headquarters in Nairobi, in Langata Road. So that meant that I had to come to Nairobi. And then making it to Nairobi, I now find a city. I have to do my attachment, and how it becomes very tricky sometimes. In some of these organizations, it's very difficult to be an attachee. While you interact also with the other guys, they really look down upon the guys who are, just starting in their careers.
Yeah.
And that really taught me a lot of things. While I was doing that, you remember my business in Moi. So I came with all the printers I had and started a small shop in Luthuli Avenue here in Nairobi. And then I started now doing the printing as I go for an attachment. So I could get somebody who would help me with that. And then that's how I started, developing an interest. And it wasn't easy, by the way.
Yeah. How were you able to acquire those printers, and you were still a student?
I remember the first printer we bought was for 1,500. And there were those small printers. There is one that was, you open it like this. It was very small. So that's how, in campus, there was no much heavy printing, except you had a lot of people. So I decided to acquire the first one, and then I could print, generate some revenue, and then I grow into another one. So that's how the business kept building, from the small printer, and then now at some stage I had one that was called a 3-in-1. I remember them those days. I also had a laptop not a laptop, but a computer. So all those I could navigate with them. But when I came to Nairobi, I realized that when you are in the streets, you need more printers. So with the money I had accumulated, I bought now a big photocopier, which would also do the printing. Yeah.
So a few times we have heard guests on the show telling us that you do not need to have money to start a business. So from your story, do you agree with that?
I fully agree. I doubt, like people talk about capital.
Yeah.
For me, I doubt whether there is a time in my life where I've sat down and I'm saying that I'm committing this money for business. Because I really believe in starting small, you know. The small money that you have, you plow it back into the business. I can say my capital maybe was that 1,500 because it went on to grow into something bigger. And all that was a stepping stone into now what we started establishing, which is called the Oracom Group. Yeah.
So now let's touch on where you started the company, the Oracom Web.
Yeah, it started all the way in Kayole. It's a story I always remember so clearly because it was a life of struggling. You know, I had the small shop in Luthuli, but where I was staying was in Kayole. Now, staying in Kayole meant, because I didn't have any godfather in Nairobi, I didn't have anyone who could assist me. So what it meant is that, you know, you have to make your way to town every day because there was no place where I could access internet. Our place was just photocopy and printing, but I needed constant internet so that I can access the web and learn more about marketing. Now, what I did is it forced me every day to be leaving Kayole. I go into the planes, the trains. So there are those trains that leave from, you have to walk all the way from Kayole, Manyanja Road, and then into Doni. And then you get the trains. And then you move with them up to town. That is days when you are lucky. But there are days when we didn't have any money for fare. So those days you could just walk. And there were teams, like there were groups of people. You just get into a group and you find your way in town. So when I arrived in town, I started looking for a cyber cafe. During that time, that's around 2010, cybers were a very big thing. A whole street, you could have so many cyber cafes. So I go in there and then start learning, you know. So for me, the fact that I didn't have a laptop or a computer, or I could not afford the internet, means I could go into a cyber, go in for some hours, and then I learn about something, and then in the evening, go back home. So that's how I developed an idea of this web design. Because when I browse over the internet, there is a company I met there. I don't know whether I can mention its name, but it's really inspired me. I saw the website was so nice. So I was like, who is this guy who makes a website? And how do they make it? And then I can also be one of them. So that inspired me. And then I just thought of, why not start a web design company?
So that happened just immediately after finding out what you found out about the web?
Not really. I always say within 1 year. That is still in 2010. When we graduated, when I came from school 2019, there's a period of 1 year when I decided to do my business, the one for printing. And then when I thought about the web design business, I realized it was very complicated. So when I began, I started by doing it myself. And then I realized it's very complicated. And also navigating the market was very difficult. So what I did is I told myself, I have to go to employment. I had not been employed then. So I finished my attachment at KWS, and then I started now looking for places where I could gain experience. My mind was very clear. I wanted to be a business person, but then it was impossible by that time because I didn't have experience. I didn't know how to navigate the business landscape. So what I did next is I just told myself, I want to be employed in as many companies as possible. So I started with the first one. The guy who shaped me up, he wasn't paying me anything. And I was leaving Kayole all the way to somewhere close to where there is almost Kenyatta. And then there is where he was employing me as a web designer. I didn't know. Now, what I realized is that I was alone. He was taking me again just like an intern. But I was ready to take up the roles so that I learn, even if they are paying me nothing. So in a period of 6 months, I was employed in 6 companies.
In 6 months?
Yes. In a period of, let me say around 1 year, I was in 6 companies. Now, what I could do is go and apply, and then go into a company and then learn, and then I resign. After I've realized like I've learned enough, I resign, and then I move to another one. But there is one company that really changed my mindset. It wasn't even doing tech. And they'd advertised a position called Business Development Executive. So I was like, what? If I apply for this and get it, then I can be an executive. I saw it like a very big role. It was actually very tempting. But John, when I applied for that business and we reported, I was successful. Of course, in interviews, I was always doing very good. So when we reported, we realized after some weeks that the position was about sales and marketing.
Oh, no.
And you know what we are selling? Insurance. I really struggled in that company. I took around 3 months trying to sell insurance, medical. You want to sell to someone in ambulance and things like that. That business, that kind of employment or engagement was the most difficult in my life. But that is what I always said created for me the base for me as a business person. Those 3 months, I wasn't paid anything in that company because it was all on a retainer. No, there was no retainer. It was only commissions. So it changed my life because I then realized, there's a way they divide Nairobi. When you are doing sales, there's a way they divide Nairobi. So there's a guy who takes the industrial area, and that was my area. So you have to go to industrial area, you knock into the industries. Then somebody comes out, you want to tell them about insurance, they can't get it. But it meant you have to walk all the way, longer, until you arrive in town. That was a salesperson. That kind of employment really changed my mind. And then from there now, I said, then if I can sell insurance, what else? Like, what can I not sell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a very touching story. Of course, a very, very much interesting story. Because, in fact, before we started, I told you that you are a genius. We've just confirmed it. Yes, you are. Because how do you walk into a company to another and resign because you're learning? You see, not a lot of people will think that, and especially in businesses, because what people want is to just sit and receive some money at the end of the month. Yeah. Basically, if you ukiangalia sana. Anyway, now let's go to, now you've started your own business, now the Oracom Web. Yeah. So what are the challenges that you went through when setting up the business, and even after just setting it up? What challenges did you go through? And of course, like any other business, how were you able to overcome them? Because the fact that we are here today talking about this means that there are so many things that you did to overcome those challenges.
So just at the beginning, the first challenge was client acquisition. Joan, when you start your own business, no one will, at that point, all your employers, the guys who are employing you are like, okay, we want to see how you're doing. And all your friends are like, okay, will you make it? Because you've just moved away from employment. So the first challenge was clients. And I had a very bad experience, if I can say. What happened is when I left when I was in Kayole, I realized that there was a set of clients, a business like web design and digital marketing. There are certain kind of people who really needed this service. But they were not the ordinary people. They were like business people. So it meant my business needed corporates. So I needed to think like corporates, and there's so many things you can do you have to do like corporates. So what I decided to do, which is very interesting, is I decided to change location. I moved from Kayole to a servant quarter house in Kileleshwa. Now, that was an excuse, you can imagine. Now, what happened then is it also really changed my mindset, because in Kileleshwa, I think where you stay, your neighborhood really matters.
Of course.
So there you could see people living with their Range Rovers, and then you're like, okay. You could have like their kids when you're on the streets, the way they speak English. Okay, I was like, yes, I'll be staying here in an SQ, but I want to develop the mindset of the corporates that I want. Mm-hmm. So from there, the big challenge was now, how do you convince a corporate? So I saw like the best thing to do, especially for corporates. I talk to you, I want to build for your website. The next thing you're telling me, where are your offices? And I'm in an SQ. And then they expect me to have an office. So I decided to overcome that challenge of where you based, where you located. I want to come and see, because so many people con people in this industry. So what I decided to do is to take these co-working spaces. I took it somewhere in Westlands again. So my mindset from Kilelesha was that corporates, you have to show them that you are also at the level of corporate. Joan, when you talk about fake it to make it, that was like how we began. We could tell guys in our website, we built a very beautiful website. And then we could tell them, it was only me. And then by then I had employed one of the guys, his name is John, actually still works with us up to now, 15 years now.
Amazing.
So we could, in that website, when you go into that website, it was so beautiful. And we had departments. When you go to the contractor's place, you'd find finance department, HR department. Yet it was just me and that boy. So that created a unique view for clients. They were like, okay, this is so big, we can do business with them. The other thing we did is we decided also to say that we have now branches, Kilelesha branch and Westlands branch. And Kilelesha is where we are staying. So clients were like, okay, I can come to your Kilelesha office. We were like, okay. Today we are only in Westlands. So we were able to move through that. And that really shaped our humble beginnings. And then from there now, getting our first client, I always say we had the baptism of business. When we just started, website beautiful, everything good, digital space. When you go online, we are digitally fit, like we're good. But now clients could see us as a very big company. And our first client, our first big one during that period was Kayole.
Nice.
One day we just go online and we find in our inquiries, they'd submitted and done an email that they need a service called bulk SMS. So we say, yes, we can offer it, but we know at the back of our minds, this is Kayole. And when it's Kayole, it means they can also track you. You have to do everything right. So what we did is we decided to give them a very big quotation. We wanted to give them so that they like disqualify us. To our bad luck, after sometimes we get, you are successful, like you have been selected, we've won that contract. Now they tell us next is now share with us your ETR receipts and so many things they ask. At that time we didn't even know what those things are. And that really shaped us. It was a very big challenge then, but it taught us to be compliant. That compliance and how we were able to serve Kayole at that stage of just our startup stage into the stage where we moved on, it has really helped us up to now because we've never had compliance issues. It taught us to be disciplined, and that's something also that business people really ignore.
Wonderful. What has been your greatest of moments in this business?
Oh, I've had the highs and lows. Our business, I think, has seen it all. Bad moments and good moments as well. Our office, Oracom, has been auctioned before. That is around 2015. When you start from a small business, we moved to an SQ, and then we moved to a co-working space where we were paying only a table and a chair. And then from there, you have, as a business, we moved into a subletting. So somebody was subletting us. Now, what was happening, John, is that the guy who was subletting us wasn't paying the rent. So one day, that's the time as an entrepreneur, you want to really show people that you have the dreams, you just feel it. So what I decided to do was to employ more people, like engage more people. So I had around 6 staff. And the day I just recruited them, they worked with me for a few. Clients started coming in. And I remember one client, the same day he came for the service of web design. He told us a story of how they had been conned, that they just paid for web design somewhere. And then when they went back, they couldn't find this person. And now they just hope Oracom is going to do their work. So as we are there, we took up the project, they made some deposit, and then we want to start serving this client. At around lunchtime, we get, I don't know, like it's an experience, it's a bad experience when auctioneers come. Yeah. So they come with some kind of intimidation, I think, But they just came at the door and shouted once. I don't know, they also beat something. This house is under auction. Somebody shouted, and then within no minutes, they were taking everything and giving us a letter. It was very difficult, Joan. It really changed our mindset in terms of, we thought business was just doing business. They came and took almost everything and set us away from that. So when we asked, but we've been paying, and then they told us, we don't know you. This is a contract, but you're just subletted. It also helped us. If you've looked at our office now, it also helped us that in every business stage, including when you need an office, you need the right documentations. You need to know how you sign your contracts or the agreements, because it also, it taught us a lot. And from there now, we decided now to face it, we have to have something that is ours. So that is why we decided, actually the same office, we took it up, the whole of it. And there were no chairs, everything had been auctioned. The client who had just paid in the morning came back in the evening and found the place flat and called crying, "What have you guys done?" I went to him and explained to him, he understood. He's remained our client till date. And I don't know what happens. Like clients who have seen us go through tough moments like that, they have stood with us because they know where Oracom has come from. In terms of good moments, during the 2015 Global Entrepreneurship Summit, that was presided over by the then President of the US, Obama, they looked for top 5 innovators in Kenya, and I happened to be one of them. It really gave me a very big boost because it meant that we had to showcase the businesses to all those innovators and investors. The other thing for me has also been last year I was in South Africa for the Africa Tech Festival. Those things really changed my mind in terms of how you need to look at business in the biggest stage and how events are organized. Joan, I think you also know about the event that we organize called the Digitally Fit.
Of course I do.
And in that too, we create our own moments. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. This is such a glorious story, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's very much exciting, but right now, just allow us to take a short break. We are coming back soon. Thank you.
In a night dedicated to celebrate visionaries and trailblazers, one name stood out: Powerhouse Interiors. At the Digitally Fit Awards Person of the Year 2025 in Kenya, our CEO was awarded with a trophy and a certificate of interior design expertise. This award is more than just a recognition. It is a celebration of leadership, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence.
An amazing man. He was there.
Congratulations, Mr. Ruston.
He was a champion last year as well.
It acknowledges a CEO who has not only shaped spaces, but shaped a brand leading Powerhouse Interiors to success through innovation, passion, and vision. As Powerhouse Interiors, we believe design goes beyond walls. It inspires, empowers, and transforms lifestyles. This award is a proof that dedication and leadership can truly make a difference. Discover more of our award-winning designs at primehouseinteriors.co.ke and reach us through 0721 502 251. Powerhouse Interiors, lifestyle to your space.
Thank you so much for waiting on us. We are back to continue with this interesting and the most beautiful conversation that you will see this week. Now, I'll just let you break down the companies under the Oracom Group and just mention a few things about them as well.
So Oracom Group runs 16 companies. So the dream we had was to create one company per year. So in 2010, our first company was Oracom. And when you go online and check the domain, oracom.co.ke, it was registered in 2010. And that's also when we hired our first employee, John Ciso, who is still with us up to now. So Oracom Web Solutions, we call them brands, so is our brand number one. And what it offers, it has two sets of developers because it's for web development. So we have what we call Oracom 1.1, Dev 1.1, is majorly for those who develop using a technology called CMSs. They are very good in platforms like WordPress, Joomla, and then we have another set of development that we do here, which is Dev 1.2. Now, Dev 1.2 is coders, those who sit down and code. Yeah, so that one also has a very large team. That kind of group, they actually even don't work from the office. They only come on Mondays and Fridays, but they work from home because they need a lot of time on the machine. So they develop softwares, mobile app applications, and we build very good applications. They also integrate M-Pesa and things like that. It forms a very big part of our team, the Oracom, the web development department. Our second department or brand is called Ora Web Host. Ora Web Host deals with domain registration and website hosting. It also does, we partnered with Google. We are actually among the few companies in Kenya that are recognized Google partners. So we also do SSL, Secure Socket Layer, amongst other services. Our brand number 3 is called Ora Mobile. So this one is mobile solutions. We do bulk SMS. And on bulk SMS, we offer a very interesting, a very unique model of bulk SMS. We have an SMS solution that has a very advanced dashboard. You can send an SMSs, but also it has reminders that are automatically embedded in it. So when we came into the market of mobile messaging, we found that people had to build different systems to do different things for them. So we incorporated a system that can send reminders, like let's say birthdays, or if you have anniversaries and things like that. It can also show you when you attach it to a website and that website or system is down. So you don't need a human being to be manning it. You just get an SMS automatically. Our brand number 4 is the digital marketing training. So that one, it's always the biggest. They take a lot of part of our space here because we have 4 training rooms. We have a more advanced training room. If you want to be trained, maybe you are a CEO and you need a personalized training. And then we also have classes that we do as intakes. Yeah, so that department deals with digital marketing training, where we train you on social media, SEO. We also train you on email marketing, on mobile messaging. We train you on graphic design, on web design, etc. And then our brand number 5 is an agency, a digital marketing agency. So there now we offer the service. So when we came into the space, we realized that there are some people who would be okay to be trained so that they can do it themselves. But then there are also people who want you to do it for them. They don't have all that time. So there now we offer digital marketing as a service, from running paid ads to trending. John, actually, there's something we do here in this company which is very interesting, where the people, when a person joins the team, they are trained on how they can do trending. So whenever we want to trend something, let's say on Twitter or anywhere, then we just do it internally. Because the teams are, if you've seen them around, they are very young people, so they embrace a big dream that we share with them. Our mission here is always going East Africa, so everyone is really psyched up about it. Mm-hmm. So they do it to that level. Our brand number 6 is Ora Media. Ora Media is photography, video production, and podcast. That team, there was a time we went to KCB Lions Den and we pitched Oracom. And then there's an investor, Lion, who saw them and he came and inspected our books. She wanted to give us an investment of 10 million for a 25% stake in the company. So when she came and saw our books, she realized that's around 2019. She realized that that's the department that wasn't doing very good. And then she instructed that for me to invest, you have to close Ora Media. You have to close your photography. So we told her, it's fine, go with your money. We didn't take the offer. But that department right now has given us, it's one of our best performing. So we stood with it. and we set up a team that was able to understand it. That is the Aura Media. It does a lot, like all our photography, all our production is done by Aura Media. And this is what an investor, like, when they came, they wanted it close. A brand number, so the way they are planned is brand number 1 to 6, they focus on making money. And then from brand number 7 all the way to 15 to 16, they are focused on innovations. So there is where we talk about data, AI, big data, how we approach the internet, and also most importantly, how to create an impact on a person who wants to go online and wants maybe to make some money on the internet. So as you work with us and even the teams we work with, there's a lot of consultants that we work with, people in the counties, where they're able to log into dashboards we built for them. They're able to help businesses get online and become digitally fit. So one of the brands that we do on that, which is our brand number 7, is My Big Order. My Big Order is an innovation for e-commerce. It's more like Jumia, but it's more modeled to give people, sellers, a platform where they can sell. And then our brand number 8 is now the Pulse City. Pulse City is social media, like Facebook or Twitter. It's a very huge innovation. We built it during COVID. And when we launched it into the market, it blew, like so many people come. As we talk right now, we have 700,000 users who are on Pulse City.
Wow.
When the platform grew, we realized that it grew faster than we anticipated. So we started revamping it again. So right now we've already revamped it. That platform has the hugest of resources that it takes, especially in the hosting space, and is one of the very interesting innovations that so many people, like anyone who's been to Pulse City, they are like, this is a big thing because it does so many things. So Pulse City has 3 wings. One of them is what we opened for the youth, where they can do gigs. So it's always called a gig economy platform. But when they go in there, because you are a content creator, we always factor in the fact that you need to be rewarded when there is a revenue that comes out of your content. For example, right now you're producing, of course, you have to go through a lot of expenses. So when you post it on our platform, it will generate some revenue because companies are advertising there. So what we do with that revenue, we divide it with people. So once you've already received money, so last year alone, we were able to give 2 million, a total of 2 million across East Africa, with Kenya taking the majority of the 2 million. And what we are doing is, Google was advertising on our platform. And then out of that, the money that we get from Google, we now give it to the people. Okay? So it became very popular because of that aspect. And young people, many people know about Pulse City, especially students and everyone else. As we speak right now, every country in the world, at least, unless there are just a few, but it has people from everywhere because they just see how it works. That platform also has the circle. So the young people, as they join the platform and they start using it to make money, we also encourage them to save this money so that they can be able to leverage on what another person has, can guarantee them, and then now they can grow. So out of that, we've realized that the impact we are creating, because brands number 7 to 16, they are meant for creating an impact. So for a young person, we teach you on how you can go online on the platform, do certain things, which are the gigs, and then we also teach you how you can save and now do something bigger. And so many people have been able to start businesses from it. And then for some people now, the third one is now the foundation for it on the Pulse City. So the Pulse City Foundation, we now encourage young people to go out and create an impact. The other year we were in Mombasa for a beach cleanup, where we carried a whole team to Mombasa for a beach cleanup. Our brand number 9 is called DFT News. DFT News is our radio, where again we give the winners of the Digitally Fit Awards a chance where they can be able to tell their own stories. Our brand number 10 is called My Leader Kenya. That one is always popular during elections. And we started it in 2012 during the 2013 election. And it's a platform that during elections is always known because we run profiles of people who are vying. It's been it's received several awards. And for now, as we are heading into election year, it's going to be very busy because we've already even revamped it. Our brand number 11 is a KE Online. the one that runs the Digitally Fit Awards. Now, Joanne, that platform is huge. Like I always say, the day I'll explain it to people, because it has three aspects of it. One is for the businesses, where we give them a platform to go online the right way. You know, when I talk about getting digitally fit, it's always about, like, there's so many businesses that make mistakes. You can't find them when you're searching for their services. So this platform comes in to solve that, the KE Online. It also has a platform for the CEOs. You know very well, it's always very difficult to get CEOs. So we've created a platform for them within that, where you can find celebrities on it. And that has also created to us a connection to these people, to the point that we always hold an award for them, take them for a tour, as like last time we had at the Masai Mara. So that has also created a very good network of the decision makers, where we hold conversations about tenders and things like that. And then on that platform, we have the third one, which is consultant. Join on the platform. When you go in right now on KE Online, you can create your own dashboard as a consultant. And what we've done is every day, even right now, there are leads that come there every time. Because what we've done is every keyword that you search on the internet, you are searching for, let's say, media services. It will land you on that platform. Then now people, so many Kenyans and across East Africa, they keep asking, I want this. So it forces us to partner with people who have an expertise in a given area, so that if somebody needs a service, they can find them there. And this is a concept that has really changed how the platform then is, because business people are looking for solutions, and then we have consultants who can offer those solutions. So that has also been very popular on it. Our platform number 12 is called ODS AI. It's our AI solution, where we've created a platform where you can scan your skin. It can tell you the age of your skin, how you need to take, the amount of water you keep taking, what you need to be drinking, and how you need to take care of your skin. If you have maybe your hand, you can choose which part of your body you want. So that has also been very interesting. And then we also have a food scanner, where before you eat, there are some people who are very sensitive, who are very conscious about their health.
Yes.
So they want to know what the amount of calories. So you can just set, according to my doctor's advice, I need to consume this amount of calories or vitamins, etc. So before you eat, you just take a picture. It automatically analyzes it and gives you, advises you on what you need to prepare. Even if you take more calories now, what you need to prepare going forward. So then our brand number 13, I've just explained, is the Pulse City Circle, and then 14 is the foundation, and then 15 is the Digitally Fit Awards, and then the 16th one was born out of the Digitally Fit Awards, when we took the CEOs for the CEOs networking platform at Masai Mara. We realized that CEOs need other CEOs to come to their companies. So it's built for more like company tours.
Yeah.
So for example, I'm a CEO, let's say Powerhouse, and they're doing an amazing work. And what they're saying is, can you just bring me other CEOs? Let them just come and experience it, so that they see it by themselves, what I've already done. So the CEOs will come, you'll take them through your company. And then after they have seen your company, now they are able to trust your work because they have seen and experienced it. So that's how we have that platform called the CEOs Networking Platform. So all of them make up what we call the Oracom Group. Now with the same message and the same gospel, we've taken it now across East Africa, because we believe in East Africa, even the problem is bigger. You know, businesses struggle, Joanne, daily to go online. They are not seen on the internet. They are not visible. So that's the message we are taking across East Africa, so that we can help businesses become digitally fit.
Like, how do you manage that the 16 companies run swiftly?
Yeah, it's all automation. When we started, it was very chaotic. As you understand, when you start, in business, they advise you that you need to do one thing and do it very well. So for example, if I'm doing a web design, I need to do it very well. So what we decided to do is to approach it differently. While our theme is the same, we are helping you get digital, but we decided to put it all up together. To do that, you have to automate. Because sometimes it causes confusion. For some clients, whenever we could start a company, they were like, did you close the other one to start this?
Yes,
and then you're like, no,
understand.
this is just part of it. So it becomes hectic at times, but it's also important that with more education and with more automation, because we've automated all our systems. Joan, as at now, as we work right now, as we are on this show, the teams that work, we've streamlined our leadership and our systems as well. There are places where they just work. Sometimes you can have so many employees, they're seated but they're not working. But when you automate, work becomes more interesting because I achieve a milestone, because that milestone has already been set up for me. So what we've decided to do in this company is to set up what we call a growth hack documents, which is a very important concept for entrepreneurs. Growth hack, you are hacking how you want something to grow. So that document profiles for me as a staff my job description. It profiles for me everything, including how I need to do the marketing, my project, so it's much clearer for them. That set of automation and how we manage all our processes, it gives every employee at least some clarity in terms of how I need to grow personally, where I need to go, and then what does the company need for me. Here we have 3 visions, like the mission that is set for staff. One of them is going East Africa, imagine. So when the year began, they were told, we are going East Africa.
Yes.
So they get excited about it. But in December, we are going to Uganda. So the dream is within. The other one is making money. We tell our staff that the enemy is poverty.
Very true.
They clearly know. Me too, as the CEO. We tell them, we keep reminding them that your enemy is poverty. But what can you do about it? Then the other one is customer care, where we tell them, if your enemy is poverty, the next client who is coming can be able to break that. So you need them to serve this client better. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the other one is making money. So with this clear and the systems automated, anyone who joins Oracom doesn't come to be policed around. You just come, you get into what we want to achieve, you try and achieve it. Some of them end up being there to achieve it, okay? Because then it pushes, that system forces you to push yourself as an individual.
And as a country right now, where are we in terms of embracing the digital businesses?
I must say, from what you've seen as we register into the other countries, I think Kenya is slightly ahead of the other countries. And it's very interesting, by the way, because there are some markets we've tested. We've tested the way of doing business there, their cultures, how they answer. Some of them are very slow. We've also tested businesses. There's a platform we built where you test how digitally fit you are, and it gives you a score. When you check that test across the other countries in East Africa, then you find the businesses in Kenya have a little. They have really embraced. And I really want to salute every person, that person who helps businesses go online. I know you guys, as content creators, of course, you do this very well. Definitely, you have to go to TikTok, you have to go to Instagram, and that small thing that you do helps that business go online. And then that means that you as Joan, you really need to be celebrated there.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you just have to tell the audience, in case they need any of your services, where should they find you?
So Oracom Group has many websites. I tell you, when you go online and search anything, just go search digital marketing training in Kenya. With that keyword, we are ranking number 1, 2, and 3. Is our biggest success. So any service you search for it, you'll learn at Oracom. But what we've done is we've automated all our call to actions. We call them here CTAs. Into only one website called www.oracomgroup.com. When you go in there, you'll find the presence. Like when we are talking about Oracom South Sudan, we already have a domain and a website already active and running and already deeply rooted in there. We already have websites in all the 8 East African countries. But if you want to know about Oracom, you just go oracomgroup.com. You can find us. We've also automated our WhatsApp APIs so that if you chat, you can chat any of our platforms, but still they come to just one line. So that makes it easier for us to run all these. I think currently we have around 30 websites that are very active in the market now.
Okay, I'm really getting tempted to ask you this question. Like, what exactly sparked the idea of the Digitally Fit Awards?
Yeah, we're in the business of helping businesses go online.
Yes.
So what we realize is many businesses do go online, yes, but not the right way.
Right.
So we felt there needs to be a standardization of what are the checklists that you need for you to be digitally fit. Because John, the end product of being digitally fit means that now you have more customers and you have now more money because you are reaching out to more people who need your services. So that calling of helping a business to become digitally fit, we felt that the businesses that have invested a lot of their time and have grown their social media, you know how it takes time to grow even a Facebook page or a Twitter page. The businesses that have done well and they are now visible through their Google My Profile businesses or through their websites. We felt that these businesses and the people who work in that space, they needed to be celebrated. They needed to be recognized. So that's how we started up the Digitally Fit Awards. When we started our first edition, no one came, by the way. We planned it at Parking by Radisson, and everything well set, no one turned up. And that really made us think differently about the awards in Kenya. So when we did the second edition, and our standard was to do it in very high-end hotels, because then we wanted to show people the value and the reason why they need a big stage for them to be recognized. Okay. So from there now, up to now, we've done 12 editions, and we are looking forward to going Uganda, Kampala next month in December 5th, where now we are looking at the 13th edition, and that is going to be a very different award because we are going to bring different businesses from different categories, not just from Kenya. In Kenya we've been seeing the Kenyan edition only. Now the top 3 from Kenya are going to meet the top 3 from Uganda, top 3 from Tanzania, from Rwanda, Burundi, DRC Congo, and then also from Somalia and South Sudan. That stage, we believe, is what any business that is trying to think about expanding into the East African stage needs. And John, as you can understand, all businesses that are in Kenya, their markets can be bigger in other countries. But the entry into those countries, because right now, like we've done registration in those countries, it's not easy. It's very difficult for any business person. So having a brand like the Digitally Fit Awards that has already gone through that hassle, that has already known what it needs to get into a particular market like South Sudan, that is something that a business needs to leverage on. And that's why we are inviting the Kenyan businesses and all businesses across East Africa to go and join us in Uganda so that we can craft a way in which we can have a bigger marketplace where your services and products can easily reach the East African market. And what we've also done is to build a technology around it, which is called the virtual reality, the VFAIR. And that technology basically means that even if you can't travel, you still have a virtual reality where you can still showcase from your country. But for those who will be in the stage, it will be big because we are looking at over 5 million people joining and watching you on stage, since everything in Kampala will be virtually streamlined.
Wow. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen, starting or rather trying the first event and nobody turns out. And all of a sudden, we get to the 13th edition. Just imagine, as I mentioned earlier, this is a story of dreaming big and consistency. So, we have come to the end of this interesting conversation, and please, if you come across it, just share it with your friends, with your family. Everybody needs to hear the story of Alphonse Juma. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do not forget to do so. It goes by the name Influencer TV Kenya, and that is the same name that we use in all of our social media platforms, that is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, of course. And also, this episode has been sponsored by Powerhouse Interiors Limited. That is a company that does interior and exterior design. You can find their website, which is primehouseinteriors.co.ke. You can also find them on their social media. And trust me, I always tell you one thing, that they always deliver quality whenever you need it and each and every time at your own convenience. See you next time. Thank you so much. And please make sure that you watch, you comment, and you like on this episode. Thank you and goodbye with so much love.